Hey, yes, so glad that you're thinking about submitting an application to Apps Without Code Bootcamp. I just wanted to quickly give you an exact, transparent overview of what we look for in a strong bootcamp candidate. This is the exact scorecard we're going to use to take a look at your application, and then if you make it to the next round, we're going to use the same scorecard to evaluate your interview. So I like to be super transparent and just share with you exactly what we're looking for. So there are 5 things that we look for, and each of those things gets rated on a 1 through 5 scale. Really simple, right? The first thing we're looking for is business model. Do you have a plan for making real revenue early on in the business? If you're not familiar with the concept of danger zone business models, you definitely should check out our Gimme Money Business Model Challenge that I've done. If you don't know how to get access to that, send me an email and I will give you access to it or show you how to get access to it. And it's going to walk you through some of this business model stuff you should know. Now, I know that it is the popular trend to launch free apps in the App Store or to launch 99-cent apps in the App Store. That will not get you into bootcamp. We're looking for companies that are going to, as I mentioned, make real revenue early on in the business. So here's a tip and a trick to make sure that you're in a good spot with your business model. The first thing I want you to do is think, are there any businesses who would benefit from this company and from this app, right? Benefit from using it. I'm not talking about advertising. I'm not talking about having them have a sponsored listing. I'm talking about any kinds of companies who would hand you money right now for access to or using your app or a version of your app. Are there any businesses who would be interested? The second thing I want you to do is also think about what can I add to my app that's going to make it worth $50 a month to a customer or the equivalent of $600 a year to a customer. We're talking about real revenue here. What can you add to the experience? What can you add to the pain points your customer has so that they're willing to hand you real money for solving their problem? We're looking for business models that are solving real problems that people are desperate enough to pay for. Now, the second thing that we're looking for is marketing. Do you have connections to potential customers, or do you know exactly where to find them? Right? We're going to be asking you some questions about that in your application and in your interview. This is another thing that we look for. Do you know where to find your customers? You may not know everything, but we want to see that you have a start. Also, there's another piece of marketing category on this scorecard. Do you have a clear idea of the problem you're solving for your customers? This is a big one that people mess up, right? So the question to ask yourself here is, what is the thing my customer, in their words, what's the thing my customer is complaining about on a regular basis? What are they complaining about, right? For us as founders, this is really hard. Usually it's really hard for us to articulate this because we have all this lofty, flowery words about what the problem is and how people need to understand all the opportunities, but your customer doesn't think like that. They literally just say, it took too long to get the taxi. It's annoying. They have very, very simple complaints. So what's the simple complaint that your customer is asking about or kind of bothered by, right? That's the problem you're solving for them. And pro tip here, it never has to do with features. This is never going to be a feature. It's going to be a big problem for them. Finally, these last 2 were easy, right? Are you building a product that can be built without code? We want to be able to help you. And so that's one of the things we look at. If for some reason there's not a way for us to build your app without code, or not a way for you to be able to build your app without code, we'll let you know. And then finally are you a coachable candidate, right? This is a boot camp. We're going to be working with you. You're going to be working with different coaches in our program. And are you coachable? So this is the exact scorecard. It is exactly step by step, exactly what we're going to be evaluating your application on. And I hope it helps you get sort of your ducks in a row for getting a really strong application in, because I want to see you win. All right. So take a look at this. Jump into the application, start answering those questions, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I will see you on the other side, and we'll be sending you an invitation to an interview really soon.